Every day feels heavy. Your heart is constantly weighed down by anxiety. You can't even see a glimmer of hope. Relationship struggles. They're like invisible chains, stealing your peace and freedom. Why me? Why'd I have to suffer like this? Sleepless nights, anxiety that never fades, and days spent blaming yourself. You might be at your breaking point. You've tried countless times, tried to change things, tried to understand them, yet the situation only gets worse. Everyone else seems to laugh so freely. They look so happy, as if you're stranded alone on a deserted island. You reach out for help, but no one truly understands. Don't worry so much. You need to be stronger. Such words only inflict deeper wounds on your already bruised heart. Wait, you are not alone, and your suffering has a profound reason. It's because you've been trying to change the unchangeable. Because you've been painfully clinging to relationships you can't control. Over 2,500 years ago, the Buddha saw through this fundamental truth of human relationships. And he offered us a radically different solution. Do not help. Do not persuade. Simply, let them be. Behind these sharp words lies a deep wisdom that far surpasses your imagination. A compassionate message truly meant to free you from your suffering. If you desperately wish to escape this swamp of relationship turmoil, to regain your inner peace, and to finally achieve true freedom, do not close this video. What awaits you here is the true nature of relationships no one ever taught you, ancient wisdom to liberate you from suffering, and a practical first step that will dramatically change your life starting tomorrow. Open the door to this liberating knowledge right now. Take your first step towards freedom. Your suffering might end today. Reason 1: People only change when they realize it themselves. We often feel a strong urge to help or guide someone we care about, especially when we believe they're on the wrong path. We might explain logically or appeal emotionally, but sometimes our words just don't reach them. This is because people can only truly change when they realize the problem themselves and decide to change. Buddhism teaches Jitomyo, Hatamyo, Zi Deng Ming, Fa Deng Ming. This means, be your own light, and let the Dharma be your light. It emphasizes the importance of finding your own truth and standing on your own 2 feet. Unsolicited interference from others can backfire, causing resistance or even strengthening dependence. It can strip them of their ability to walk their own path. We interact with people every day: family, friends, colleagues. There's joy, but sometimes there's suffering. Especially when there's someone you desperately want to change. We tend to try to persuade them, help them, or even get angry. But often, it doesn't work. Why? Because we become attached to the idea of changing them. In Buddhism, attachment is taught as a cause of suffering. When your desire for someone to be a certain way, or to act as you wish, becomes too strong, your mind gets disturbed by reality not meeting your expectations. This wears you down, and the relationship becomes strained. Reason 2: Needless persuasion only harms you. The more you try to persuade someone, the more time and energy you expend. When your efforts don't bear fruit, you're left with deep exhaustion and a sense of defeat. Why, after all this effort? Each time you think this, your spirit wears thin. Buddhism places great importance on letting go of attachment. The attachment to changing someone is a major cause of disturbing your own inner peace. Persuasion can also be an act that disregards another's free will. Forcibly trying to change someone not only hurts your own mind, but can also damage the relationship, potentially creating negative karma. Your energy is finite. To continuously spend it on someone who doesn't desire change might be an unkind act towards yourself. So, what should you do? This is where the attitude of letting them be becomes crucial. This doesn't mean pushing them away. It's not indifference, nor is it abandonment. It simply means separating their issues from your own. There's a concept called separation of tasks. It means acknowledging that another person's life is their responsibility, and you, in turn, focus on your own life. This attitude is deeply connected to Buddhist teachings. Reason 3: Letting them be reveals true connections. The phrase, letting them be, isn't about indifference or coldness. It's an act of deep trust and compassion, respecting their choices and watching over them. It can be painful to see someone suffer. However, it's often through suffering that people first confront themselves and find the impetus to change. Buddhism has the concept of inen-shoki. This means everything arises from causes and conditions. Another person's suffering also arises from their own causes and conditions. Instead of you forcefully trying to cut that connection, giving them space to face their own circumstances can sometimes be a necessary form of compassion. By doing so, only the truly necessary connections remain, and unnecessary ones may naturally drift away. Space is created in your heart, preparing you to attract better connections. For example, imagine someone always negates you. When you try to start something new, saying, "You can't do that," or "Stop it." At first, you might see it as concern. But as it repeats, your heart gradually tires. In such a situation, choosing to gently distance yourself becomes a crucial step to protect yourself. Or, when you're struggling with a problem, others might offer unsolicited advice or try to solve it for you. However, Buddhism also values the wisdom of silence, not trying to forcibly remove someone's suffering, but simply watching over them. This too is a form of kindness in letting them be. Reason 4. Prioritize your own inner peace. The Buddha's teachings always focus on our own inner peace. The phrase, "do not help, do not persuade, simply let them be," teaches the importance of clearly drawing your own boundaries in relationships with others. You do not need to bear the responsibility for another person's life. The only way you can truly help others is by maintaining your own peace of mind and pursuing your own happiness, thereby creating a positive influence. There is a term called jiririta, zi-li-li-ta. This means, first benefit oneself, then benefit others. If you cannot maintain your own inner peace, you cannot truly help others. If you are not filled, you cannot give to others. So, don't try to carry anyone's burden. Prioritize your own state of mind above all else. Ultimately, that is the most compassionate way to live. The Buddha said, "The wise choose good friends. They keep their distance from fools." This wisdom teaches us how to protect our inner peace in relationships. You don't have to be friends with everyone. You don't have to force yourself to fit in. Letting them be is not abandoning them. It is an act of trusting their free will and their growth. People do not truly change unless they realize it themselves. That is why, at times, gently taking a distance can be the greatest act of compassion. Ultimate wisdom truly letting them be. Letting them be is never about abandoning someone. It's an act of trusting the other person and trusting yourself. Believing in their ability to stand on their own, and knowing that you don't need to bear all responsibility. Sometimes, physical distance will be necessary. Cutting off contact, reducing meetings, avoiding deep involvement. These are necessary choices to protect yourself. Yet, our hearts might whisper, "Is this really okay? Will they think I'm abandoning them? Will they think I'm cold?" Those feelings are perfectly natural. But what's most important is how your own heart feels. If your heart is suffering, it's a sign you're pushing too hard. Losing yourself trying to meet someone else's expectations is counterproductive. That's why Buddhism places great importance on self-compassion. First, organize your own mind. Then, choose how to interact with others. Sometimes, doing nothing at all can be the deepest love and the greatest action. The Buddha spoke of bono, earthly desires or mental afflictions. Which are the causes of mental suffering? Attachment to others and anger over what cannot be changed. All stem from these afflictions. The teaching of letting them be is a practical way to free yourself from these afflictions and gain inner freedom. This will be a very courageous and important step to reclaim your own life. Your life is yours. Your heart doesn't need to break because of someone else's problems. The Buddha's teachings show us the path to escape suffering and find true happiness. That path sometimes involves the choice to let go. However, that act of letting go will save you and clearly show you the connections you should truly cherish. Now is the time to gently let them be. That single step might free your heart and make the world a little kinder. Thank you for watching. I sincerely hope this video heals your heart deeply and becomes a decisive step towards escaping suffering and embarking on a new journey. If this content resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel. May the wisdom of Buddhism powerfully illuminate your daily life. And may your heart always be at peace. See you in the next video. Please take good care of yourselves.